All right, y'all. Now let's get into our Week 16 picks. All right, we have been on an absolute heater this year when it comes to our picks. All right, looking here with J Best, we got 143 and 80 on the year. Rell is 124 and 77 on the year, and Jerrick is 152 and 71 on the year. Guys, we are
Sheesh.
well above 500. We do not miss. All right. Well, we miss, but we make more than we miss. A whole lot more makes than misses. All right. But let's get into Week 16, y'all. First up, we got a huge divisional matchup on Thursday Night Football between the Rams and the Seahawks. Huge. Rail, who you got?
Like you just said, huge game. You go back to week 5, the Rams most definitely won the first matchup. I think this matchup would be a little bit more different. We all know how Seattle's home field advantage is. They got the 12th man over there. It's in Seattle. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be raining. So I'm taking the Seahawks. I think that almost losing last week messed with them, and I think the Seahawks coach is gonna have an amazing game plan for the Rams, especially with Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams possibly being out. I think this is a must-win game for the Seahawks. Hey, this getting a win right here could put the Seahawks in the first seed, and they haven't been that since what 2016 with Russell Wilson. It's been a long time. So
Long
I
time.
got the Seahawks. I got the Seahawks winning this game at home. 12 man, give them that home field advantage. Come on.
All right, Jared.
Am I seeing this correctly? Are the Rams the underdog?
Yes.
It's because they split the first one. The Rams won the
And
first one.
they on the road.
And
Dang, that's
Puka, did
crazy.
you see Puka and Devontae get hurt?
I know
I
Devontae
saw,
hurt for
I
sure.
saw you. Yeah, Devontae for sure. I'm pretty sure
Devontae for
he
sure.
will be
I
back.
think Puka gonna be all right, but
Yeah,
Devontae, I think
I
it's
think I
hamstring.
think Puka's gonna play, but Devontae, yeah, not. But regardless, I'm gonna go with the Rams, and I'm gonna go. I think this will be a tight, low scoring game, possibly, potentially. I don't think this will be. I'm not picking the Rams because Matthew Stafford MVP excellence. I don't think it'll be one of those games. Like you said, I think the without having Devontae Adams, I think that the Seahawks coach, great coach, I think that defense will be ready. But I think that Sam Darnold, this is one of them games where we're gonna see if the ghost of his past is gonna catch up to him. We know late in the year, we know big primetime games. We know that when the lights are at his brightest, he tends to fold, he tends to crumble, he tends to shrink down. So with this, like Rell said, this is potentially for first place. You win this game, you can be first place in the NFC.
Yep.
The playoffs can run through 12th man. That would be crazy to see. This is for the division. I know a lot of times, we would see when two very good teams in the division, we would say that they're going to split. I'm going to pick the Rams. I'm more confident in Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay than I am in Sam Darnold. So I'm going to go with the Rams.
Hey man, there's one thing that we should have learned this year is that on Thursday Night Football, go with the underdog in the divisional matchups. Okay, we just saw it last week with the freaking Falcons beating the Bucks. Right, we've seen it this year. The Bengals beat the Steelers. The Giants beat the Eagles. We've seen it all year long with the underdogs. So I'm going with the underdog, which is surprisingly the Rams. If I get the Rams the underdog, I'm gonna take it. Right, I think they're one of the best teams in the NFL, so I can get them at an underdog price. I'm definitely gonna take it. So this is gonna be a really good game. But I think that Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford can pull it out. This is a very important game, not just for the division, but as y'all said, for a first round bye in the playoffs and complete home field advantage. All right. This week we also got football on Saturday, y'all. We got the Eagles and the Commanders, another divisional matchup. Rail, who you got?
Yes, sir. I'm going with Philly to win this game. I feel like it's a must-win game. Philly fans feel like it's a must-win game. This is still a really good Eagles team. Even though it's not looking like it right now, they still want that first seed. They still want the playoffs to run through Philadelphia. Marcus Mariota is going to be starting for the rest of the year. We all know how bad this Washington Commanders defense is. It's just no way they're going to be able to stop this Eagles offense for 4 quarters. Go ahead and lock the Eagles, y'all.
Facts, Jared.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles in this one. I think this will be shades of what we saw last week when they played the Raiders. Another strong, confident win. Have their starters on the bench by the fourth quarter, and just keep getting ready for the playoffs.
I agree. I'm going with the Eagles. This is last week. Everything went better than I thought it would. 31-0. I did not have that in my on my bingo card for that week, right? But they beat the Raiders how they were supposed to. They should do it again, right? We should see another 31-28, 3, 28-0 kind of game against a bad Commanders team. So I got the Eagles, all right? Then another huge game, y'all. Saturday night, we got the Green Bay Packers at Soldier Field. This could be for the division. Rail, no Michael Parsons. Who you got?
No Micah Parsons. typically I would go with the Bears. 'Cause like we've been saying, good teams are gonna split. Micah Parsons just got hurt, but I'm sticking with the Packers right here, and let me tell you why. Packers played terrible last week. I personally thought they were gonna beat the Broncos. Jordan Love came out and had a terrible game. I want to say he threw 2 interceptions, and Bo Nix lit them up for 4 touchdowns. So coming off that loss, like the Packers just came off of, and losing their best defensive player, you're gonna have to dig deep right here. The must-win game. If you want that first seed, it's still very possible. One game back, I'm taking the Packers.
Jerrick.
Uh, I am a firm believer, even before the Michael Parsons injury, that this team was going to split with Packers. I think that the Bears are playing pretty good football and a home divisional game. I think that they have no choice but to win. Like we said, it's currently in second place. And depending on how the Rams and Seahawks game goes, you could be getting that first place back. Like this, the playoffs can run through Chi-Town. There's so many games this week that you're fighting to be able to get that home field advantage. So I think that the Bears, you're going to take advantage of not Michael Parsons not being on the field. Caleb Williams going to have a pretty good game, and they're going to split with their division rival. I got the Bears winning this one.
Facts. In order for everything I said to come true, they got to win this week. In order for them to win the division, they got to win this week, right? I do think they're going to split. And without Micah, because in that first game, Micah was chasing Caleb Williams around that field, right? Micah was breathing down his neck, and Caleb not going to have that this time. And that game also came down to the wire. It came down to a last play in that game. So I think the Bears can get back at Soldier Field. That's my lock for the week for sure. But let's move on to Sunday, guys. We got a jam-packed day. Once again, all 32 teams are playing. There's no more bye week, so everybody is on the schedule this week and last week, of course. But we got Buffalo at Cleveland. Rell, who you got?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go with Buffalo. I feel like when you go get a win like that last week in New England, down 21-0, Josh Allen, that defense, the way they stepped up, is whenever you win a game like that, you have nothing but first seed and division aspirations. So this is a must-win game. I think the Bills are right in that driver's seat to go get that first seed, and take the division back from the Patriots. And I think the Patriots will lose this week. So this is a must-win game for the Bills if they're trying to get that division. And I'm going to lock the Bills. Josh Allen, let's go.
That's Jerrick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bills. We know that this Browns defense is pretty good, but they struggle offensively. But even when that happens, we saw last week, the Bears put up 31 points on them. Whenever your offense isn't good, sometimes that takes a toll on your defense. We've seen this with plenty of teams over the years. Just defense constantly being on the field, especially if you turn the ball over. And that's one thing the Bills have managed to do, is make the other team turn the ball over. So I think that, the Browns will struggle offensively, and Josh Allen will put up some points, and they'll win this game.
Yeah, I'm going Buffalo. I just think that even though the Browns defense is really good, I think Josh Allen is on one right now. He's on one. He might turn the ball over once or twice, but he gonna make you pay as well. 2 good weeks, even with the turnovers. Against the Bengals, really good week. I think 4 total touchdowns in that game, I want to say. And then this past week against the Patriots, he willed them back from a 21-0 deficit. So I think Josh Allen just on one. And like I said last week, I picked him as my lock because Josh Allen is 13-1 in December. Now he's 14-1 in December, right? He just don't lose in December, right? So I'm going with Josh Allen and Buffalo. All right. Next up, we got the Chargers and Dallas. Rell, you got?
Sheesh, this is going to be a really, really good game. And I know the public and a typical NFL fan is going to say the Chargers are going to win this game, but I'm going to go ahead and pick the Cowboys to win this game. I think we forget exactly the Cowboys. This is the perfect game for them to win. And on top of that, the last 2 weeks coming off 2 terrible losses. The Lions loss was a very hard loss, and the Vikings loss was a very hard loss, especially because they were trying to get into the playoffs. This week, Jerry Jones came out and said, our defense is terrible. Our defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, is terrible. They allowed 34 points to J.J. McCarthy. He had a career night, career day. I just don't see that Cowboys defense letting that happen again. I think the Cowboys will be on point this time. And this is a very losable game for the Chargers. In Jerry's world, and go ahead, lock the Chargers, man. Let's go. I mean, lock the Cowboys. Lock the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I have the
Yeah.
Cowboys. Cowboys.
We know. Go ahead, Jerry.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this one. I think that this Chargers team, we know the Cowboys' strength is their offense. We know that, and the Chargers are they want to keep this 5th place. The Chargers are going to want to be able to play the weakest, quote unquote, divisional winner, and that would be the Steelers. So the Chargers already beat the Steelers this year. They're going to want that. So they have something to play for every single week, and they are going to want that very, very bad. Mind you, last week, this is a Chargers team that went into Kansas City in a must-win game, kind of like the Cowboys are in. And what did they do? They went ahead and they made it very hard for Patrick Mahomes. He had 189 passing yards, no passing touchdowns, and an interception. They were bottling up that defense. They were bottling up the run game. They're bottling up the passing game. That defense is very, very legit. And I think that with the Cowboys' strength being their offense, I think that this defense is going to make it very, very hard for them. And we know that the Cowboys' defense is terrible. I think Justin Herbert will take advantage of that. Amari Hampton will take advantage of that. And this would be a very good game for the Chargers, and they're going to keep this as momentum going into the playoffs. So I have the Chargers winning this one.
Facts. The Cowboys defense will let any quarterback look like a superstar, right? Y'all just told me in the beginning of the show that Justin Herbert's a superstar. So Justin Herbert's have a superstar-like game, right? He hasn't had a game like that as of late, but this is the perfect game for Justin Herbert to get right, to get going, for Lad McConkey to get involved, for Keenan Allen to get involved, Quentin Johnston. He disappeared after the first 6 weeks. Perfect game for him to bounce back. And then, of course, they can attack the run with Amarion Hampton. So I think the Chargers get this game. Like Jerrick said, they're playing for a lot. Rell has a point. I can see the Chargers losing this, but I have the utmost faith that they're going to win this game because they got to. They got to win this game. They just beat a desperate Patrick Mahomes. I'm sure they can beat a desperate, because I think the Cowboys don't really have a chance, but they mathematically still do. But a desperate Dak Prescott, I think the Chargers can definitely beat him. So I'm going to go with the Chargers in this one. And they're also an underdog. So if you pair the Chargers and you pair, what team did we say was an underdog? The Rams. To me, you can make a nice little profit if you
The
do.
Chargers are underdogs?
The Chargers
Yeah,
are underdogs.
Chargers underdogs.
Hey, I know a slip up for the run.
Vegas, it kind of scares me a little bit. The fact that Vegas making these teams underdogs, it does scare me just a little bit. But we can definitely run that. All right. Next up we have the Chiefs and the Tennessee Titans, guys. Rell, who you got?
It's gonna be a tough game. Patrick Mahomes not playing, but one person is playing, and that's Andy Reid. So I won't disrespect him and give him this loss. I'm gonna go ahead and lock the Chiefs. I take the Chiefs for sure.
Jerrick?
I'm gonna take the Chiefs in this one. The Chiefs, they always have a capable backup, and they have Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew's not a terrible quarterback. He's not bad, and this Titans defense isn't good enough for me to say they're gonna give Gardner Minshew problems. Gardner Minshew has a fleet of weapons to work with. Rashee Rice, well, does he? I don't know, but he has Andy Reid, like we said. And I don't think Andy Reid is going to allow his team to lose. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if they do just let this one go to get a better draft pick. This is what we could be looking at. No playoff hopes. Do they want to get because I think the reason the Titans aren't tanking and they're competing is because they have their guy. And so any top pick that they have is going to be beneficial to them. So they want Cam Ward to ball. They want him to get good. They're not going to tell him to go out here and lose games.
Yeah.
They want him to win games. They want him to start, building confidence in himself. So I could see, the Chiefs but I'm going to pick the Chiefs. I think that Andy Reid isn't going to I don't think he operates like that. I think he's going to go out there and get a win. I have the Chiefs.
Upset alert. I'm going with the Titans. All right. Last week, I was scared about the Vikings. I called upset alert, but I didn't pick them, right? I'm going with the Titans. Look, I think the morale is just gone in KC. I think that they're not playing for nothing. So there's no hunger. And Jerrick brought up a good point. Like, the Titans, they're not playing for nothing, but they still have to play because the Titans aren't good enough to say, okay, we're going to lose these games on purpose. No, you're going to lose these games because you're not good, right? The Chiefs, they can say we're gonna lose this game on purpose, right? Because they want to get a better pick. But I think that the Titans in Tennessee, I can see them just jumping on an already beat down Chiefs team. I can just see it happening, right? So I'm gonna go with Tennessee once again. Tennessee underdogs at home against a Mahomes-less Kansas City team. I think there's money to be made there, guys. I think there's money to be made. All right, next up we got the Saints and the Jets. I know Rell is not happy with his Saints right now, but Rell, who you got?
Man, I am not happy with my Saints right now. But hey, I know y'all been hearing that viral song going on. You getting sucked tonight? You getting sucked tonight? Yes, sir. Tyler Show, New Orleans. We have a QB. I love it, Tyler Show. I love it, man. Hey, I'm locking the New Orleans Saints right here. Brady Cook, I think, is the quarterback for the New York Jets. There's no way he's going head to head with Tyler Show. Hey, Tyler Show, Kellen Moore, y'all looking good. Keep on going. Keep on going. Hopefully y'all don't win too much, but hey, this is a lock. Y'all go ahead and lock this game right here. Brady Cook, there's no way he's coming to New Orleans. There's no way. There's no way. You getting sucked tonight. Tyler Show, baby, come on.
Jerrick, who you got?
I'm good with the Saints. This is Rell. I know you're not happy with your team winning, but this could be a similar situation in Tennessee. I think that your head coach and your organization think that they have their guy in Tyler Show. So go out there, let him play good, unleash him a little bit, let him win these games, and y'all will still have a pretty high pick. Y'all can still address some needs. But if the team's looking good with Tyler Show, hey, let it rock out. Let him build that confidence. And I think that this is another week that will be great for him to do that. Going against the Jets team that has, like you said, Brady Cook at quarterback. I'm going to go with the Saints.
Ooh, I don't know. New Orleans might have their next Drew Brees, y'all, and Tyler Show. Maybe too much. Maybe too much. Too much.
Way
Too much. Maybe too much. Too much. Too much.
Way too much.
Too much. But I'm going with the Saints, man. He's looking impressive. We got to admit it, especially for everybody out laughing at that man, right? Looking at his low lights that we saw in college, and him being so old to be drafted. Like we was laughing at that man, but he's been looking good. We gotta be real. Keep his call spade a spade, right? So I do think he'll take care of a Jets defense, right? We saw Trevor Lawrence, who we said is not that great, though 300 yards against his defense. I think that Tyler Show can definitely put on the show against this Jets defense. All right, so I got the Saints. All right, next up we got the Vikings and the Giants. Rell, who you got?
Yes, sir. I'm going with the Vikings. Really, really good win last week, and I feel like this Giants team, they're just looking towards the next week. Looking towards the mock draft and looking towards the next year. But just to correct you right quick, it's Tyler Shuck. I've been getting it wrong the whole time, but yes, Tyler Shuck. I'm gonna make sure you get that right because he's gonna be a superstar quarterback in this league, a superstar quarterback. So you got to get that right. All right. But yeah, I'm taking the Giants. I'm taking the Vikings.
Tyler Shuck. That's my man. Go ahead, Jerrick.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings. Like we said, I think that this Giants team, they just aren't good. Offensively, they're not good enough, and I think that this could be a good opportunity for JJ McCarthy to try and prove that this should be his team, to try and prove that this is his organization, and to get back on Kevin O'Connell's good side and just inspire some hope to the Vikings. So I got the Vikings.
I got the Vikings. Really, I think JJ McCarthy has looked good over the past 2 weeks. I think 6 touchdowns total and 1 turnover over the past 2 weeks against 2 pretty bad defenses. Well, he's going to another bad defense in the Giants. So I think JJ McCarthy can keep it going and keep showing his organization that, hey, keep faith in me, right? Keep faith in me. I struggled at first, but once again, as I mentioned, you went from handing the ball off every play in Michigan to now having to get the ball to Justin Jefferson, which he still hasn't been able to do yet, and he's getting better. So imagine when he can start getting the ball to Justin Jefferson, I think it'll look a lot better. But according to us, we think JJ McCarthy gonna be in Cincinnati next year, so it really don't matter. All right, so I got the Vikings winning that game. Next, we got a big, huge divisional matchup. This is probably bigger. No, I think the Rams game is bigger than this one, but this is for the NFC South, y'all. We got the Bucks and the Panthers in a big game in Carolina. Rell, who you got?
It's going to be a very, very big divisional game. Second biggest of the weekend. I got to go with the Bucks. Simply because they got the high-powered offense. They got all 3 of their weapons back. I feel like they got the better coach. They got the better defense. So I'm going to take the Bucks to win this game. And I also think the Bucks are coming off 2 very, very tough losses. And I just think this is a must-win game. Like, forget the playoffs. For morale, for your team, for a locker room, you have to get this win. You can't lose this game to a Carolina Panthers who didn't start off so good, and everybody thought the Buccaneers running off the division. I think it started off at 5-1, now 7-7. No, you can't give this game to the Panthers. So I'm locking the Buccaneers.
Facts, Jerrick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers. This isn't just a must win for like the playoffs and for the division. This is a must win for Todd Bowles. We all saw the interview after the game. Him saying the coaches have done all they can do. That last, like Stephen A. even said, that's that's the recipe for you to get fired. Like that's the things that you say whenever you're on your way out the door. Because if you've done all you can do and y'all are 7-7, that's not good enough. Especially if you've done all you can do and you lose this game and y'all potentially lose the division, you're gone. So I think this is a very crucial game for Todd Bowles and for the playoffs. So I got the Bucks.
Facts. I think if the Bucks do not make the playoffs this year, and their only route to make the playoffs is to win the division, I do think Todd Bowles is gone. Like I can't. After what you said, I really can't defend you no more. Like Jerry said, if this is all you, if you've done all you can, and y'all are 7-7, then why would I keep you around? Like that, like that's just that's just logic. Like I don't care who the coach is. If Mike Tomlin came out and said I've done all I can, then I mean why would we keep you around? You can do if that's all you can do. So I do think the Bucks will get this win though. The Panthers that loss last week hurt. It hurt because they was in control of their own destiny almost because the Bucks did lose to the Falcons, but then losing to the Saints that definitely hurt. And I think that that's a loss that can definitely affect them the rest of the year. So I'm going with the Bucks to win this game. All right, next up we got the Bengals and the Dolphins. Rell, who you got?
Yes, sir. Shout out Roger Goodell. We have not had a one answer question yet, so it's been a lot of good games this
Yeah,
week. But I'm going with the Bengals. After the comments Joe Burrow coming off of last week and the performance that he's coming off of last week, and on top of that, getting T Higgins back, you mix all those factors in. Going against a bad Miami Dolphins team, I'm taking the Bengals to win this game. Quinn Ewers is in the game right now. That Dolphins team wasn't good with Tua. With a Quinn Ewers who they should be trying to take the ball down to give the ball to Devon Achane. I got the Cincinnati Bengals team winning this game for sure, for sure.
facts, Jerry.
Yeah, I have the Bengals winning this game. I think that, but I do think that this. I don't think it'll be a blowout per se. We have to remember the Bengals defense is also very very bad,
Yep.
and I could very easily see Quinn Ewers. Like we said, if Mike McDaniel is the genius we think he is going to make sure that Quinn Ewers is successful against his Bengals defense.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, uh, it's clear we're taking Joe Burrow over Quinn Ewers. I got the Bengals.
Facts. For that exact reason. Quinn Ewers first start. I know the Bengals defense is bad, but I think Joe Burrow, after performing like that, you gotta play a good game. If you don't, then I'm definitely trading you because you're not here no more. You're not here mentally anymore. If he plays two back-to-back bad games after making those comments, that means you're just not here no more. We gotta get rid of you. You don't want to be here no more. It's simple as that. So he got to play well in this game against a bad Miami defense. So get the job done, Joe. Get the job done. All right. Next up, we also have the Jaguars and the Broncos. This is a low-key big game too. I mean, this is a lot of big games this week, guys. A lot of big games this week. Real, who you got?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go with the Jaguars, and it has nothing to do with coaching. It has nothing to do with players, skill, any of that. The Denver Broncos are on an 11 game win streak.
Yep.
11 game win streak. Like they are hot. Like hot, hot, hot. So
Facts.
you gotta bet on them to fall off eventually. They've been in tough games every single game they've had. This whole 11 game streak has been tough games. Uh, hey, they gotta fall off eventually. They gotta fall off eventually. Eventually, you're gonna cool down. So I'm taking the Jaguars to win this game.
Yeah, Jerry.
I'm going with the Broncos. When you have y'all like this whole year, we've all said when a team is hot like that, they have to fall off eventually. I don't think so. When you're a team that is in the Super Bowl talks, when you're a team that is Super Bowl bound, I think this team will go to the Super Bowl just because they have the most complete team in the AFC. Like you can't afford to just fall off when you get on a hot streak. You can't, and these are the games you have to win. People have been saying all year the Broncos, like you look at their strength of schedule, it's not that tough of a schedule. But
Yeah.
now you're playing another tough team. I don't know how. I don't know how the Jaguars team is a tough team. I don't get it. I don't get how the Jaguars are 10-4. I don't know, but they are. We have to give them credit. We have to give them respect. But with all due respect, I don't respect it. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. I think that this defense will make it hard for Trevor Lawrence. We just saw Trevor Lawrence at his very, very high last week. I think we'll see Trevor Lawrence at his very, very low this week going against this great defense. And I think that Bo Nix will be able to succeed against the Jaguars defense. I have the Broncos winning this one.
I think at some point we got to give Trevor Lawrence a little bit of respect at some point
Hmm.
because we've said that he is a bust. We've said that he's not the guy. I gave up on him. Remember, I thought he was gonna be the next Peyton Manning. I gave up on him. But over the past couple weeks, guys, he has won. Jesus Christ, he has 10 touchdowns in the past 3 weeks. 0 interceptions. 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Right, that's impressive. I don't care
He
who he
had
went
six
against in the
last
last
week.
game. Yeah, six in one game. Yeah,
He
exactly,
had against the Jets.
exactly. Oh my goodness, when Josh Allen had his big game? Who was that against? When Josh Allen had his, I want to say Josh Allen stat line. Give me 1 second. 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second.
Dang, Aaron Glenn, what you doing down there in New York?
In the past 3 weeks, he has played the Jets. He's played the Colts who lost Daniel Jones that game. That was just a bad game.
Yep.
And then he also has played the Titans. I'm not respecting Trevor Lawrence. No.
Once
This
Hey,
team
again,
is
but
a first round exit. No.
once again, you have to respect the play. Like I get it, the teams, but you got to respect the play. It's not easy to do against anybody. We praise Josh Allen having 6 touchdowns against the Bucks. We don't think the Bucks defense is that good. One thing that we saw Kirk Cousins cook the Bucks defense, but we praise Josh Allen for having 6 touchdowns against the Bucks defense. We gotta give Trevor Lawrence some kind of credit. You can't just move over like, oh, okay, cool, we had 6 touchdowns against the Jets defense. That's hard to do against anybody,
I'm
against
moving
any
over.
NFL team. I don't care who it is. So you got to give Trevor Lawrence some credit, some great. He's playing good football, right? We got to give him some credit. But the only reason I'm going with the Broncos, and Rell, I'm with you. 11 straight wins, like it's different, Jerry. If the Steelers went on a win streak going into the playoffs, it'll be 5 games, right? 5 game win streak to the playoffs. That's different than if the Broncos won the rest of their games. That would be like what, a 14 game win streak
mm-hmm.
or a 13 game win streak. Like that is scary. I might pick them to lose first round. They win 13 straight games. Like that's a little wild, right? But I'm gonna go with the Broncos just because I think that Trevor Lawrence is about to go against a really good defense in Denver. I'm not saying he's gonna wet the bed, but I don't think he's gonna put up the numbers that he has been putting up. He hasn't had any turnovers. I think that will change against this defense. I think the Broncos defense is really good, so I think Trevor will struggle. But do not be shocked if the Jags do go into Mile High and get the W. All right. Next up, we got the Falcons and the Cardinals. Rell, who you got?
Yes, sir. And just going back to that last game, I just also want to say, to back up what Jalen saying, give Trevor his respect for sure, for sure. I want to say Travis Hunter went down like week 7. Brian Thomas has
Facts.
not been playing as good
This
as
is
he's
some
supposed to be
facts.
playing. And on top of that, the Jaguars are 10-4, and what we can all agree on is the best division in football. Can we say that? At least at one point, it was most definitely.
With
The
before the
Colts
Daniel
was
Jones injury, yeah.
come on, like it's a really good division, and he's still 10-4. So like we got to give him a respect. But going down to the Falcons and Cardinals game, I'm gonna take the Falcons. And I'm taking the Falcons because of the way Kirk Cousins played. They got a really good win against the Buccaneers last Thursday night, which is a really big statement win. And the Falcons don't have their pick, so they have to win every game. Every game is a must-win game because this pick is going
Facts.
to the Rams. So I'm taking the Falcons.
Facts. Jerrick.
This pick is going to the Rams. That's disgusting. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Falcons as well. I think that not only that, I think Kirk Cousins is playing good football, and I think Kirk Cousins is trying to say, hey, you pay me this big contract. Now let me. I think Kirk Cousins might want to get this starting job back next year. That's what I personally think. I think if he continues to play the way he does, finishes the season out pretty good, like you said, they don't have a pick next year, so they're playing to win. I think that if he proves something, he could be trying to spark a QB battle over the summer. So I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
And just real quick about Trevor Lawrence, Jerry, we're not saying to say he's top 5 or say he's top 10. We're not even saying to say he's a superstar. We're just saying
That's
we got to give
fine.
him credit for playing the way he's been playing over the past couple of weeks. All
Play
right,
like that in the playoffs. I'll give you some credit.
that
Play like that. Hey, no, not even playoffs. Play like that. Don't be the reason your team loses this week. I'll give you some credit.
okay. I'm about to say that playoff statement. I mean, Justin Herbert hasn't won a playoff game, and y'all told
Yeah,
me he's a
yeah.
superstar.
So
I'll
so
give him
just
credit.
just just don't be the reason your team loses this week. I will give you some credit.
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. Okay, and the reason why is I'm not gonna be high on this Kirk Cousins juice that everybody high on. Okay, because prior to that win against Tampa, we saw them lose to the Jets. We saw them lose to some questionable teams before that, right? And Kirk was playing. So I'm not sold after once again Thursday night. It's funky, guys. That Thursday night divisional games is just not right. So I got the Cardinals winning this game against the Falcons. I'm not looking at last week at all. I think that was just a fluke. I do think that the Cardinals will win at home against the Falcons. All right. Next up, we got the Steelers and the Lions. Rell, this is one of your locks that you sent me. Right? Tell us why.
Lions. But hey, if you didn't tell you why, I just would have kept it at Lions. But I'm gonna tell you why. Pittsburgh Steelers defense, they really cannot stop the run. And the one thing that the Lions force is they're going to force that ball. They're going to run that ball. They're trying to run the ball between the tackles, and they're trying to give that ball to Jahmyr Gibbs. The Steelers defense doesn't have nobody for Jahmyr Gibbs. Both of the brothers right here will tell you that right now. The linebackers are too slow. The safeties are too slow. And it's wraps. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. They're playing in Ford Field, a must-win game. We all know how Dan Campbell gets about his must-win games. We all know. Hey, I guarantee you, these Best brothers are about to hop on the podcast and say Lions. I guarantee it. They know how Dan Campbell gets after bad games, and it's a must-win game to get into the playoffs. Must-win game. There are 2 games behind to make a playoff spot. It's a must-win game. I'm telling you. Lock the Lions. Go ahead and lock them. The spread. Take the spread from me right quick. Lock that spread. If it's 14, lock it. Y'all know how Dan Campbell gets after losses. Y'all know. It's nothing about the Steelers. Shout out Mike Tomlin, great coach. Shout out to my Best brothers right here. I'm taking the Lions. They won't be able to stop the run. Jahmyr Gibbs, legacy game incoming.
Jerrick, what you got?
Y'all saw that reaction. Y'all saw that.
I'm gonna go with the Lions. I'm now picking the Lions. I'm not necessarily confident in this pick. The Steelers have been playing good football past 2 weeks. Past 2 weeks been playing good football. And we can say they've been playing good football against bad teams, bad defenses. But the Lions aren't that good of a defense either. The Lions, their secondary is not good at all. We just saw Matthew Stafford carve up their secondary. We've seen a lot of QBs carve up their secondary this year. And I feel like Aaron Rodgers can do the same. And it just all going to depend on the offensive line. Now, if Aiden Hutchinson has a field day, we have no chance to win the game. But if the offensive line can just stay solid, give Aaron Rodgers time, we can make something shake. And if we get Derek Carmen back this week, that would be big because our run defense is a lot better with him. But if he's out this week, then of course we really might not have a chance. But if we get Derek Carmen back this week, get TJ Watt back this week, that would make myself a lot more confident. But I'm gonna keep it real. Like Rell said, they're 8-6. They're not in the playoffs right now. We are. And we did say down the stretch of games, we already said this will probably be the game that we do lose. So I'm going to go with the Lions. I'm just going to keep it around with the Lions. But don't be shocked.
I'd be shocked, brother.
Dang, bro. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Lions, though.
Jerrick, there's 2 things that can be true. Okay, the Lions do not lose back-to-back games, right? We know that. The Lions don't do that. I think under Dan Campbell, they have not lost back-to-back games yet. I think. I could be wrong, or it's like a streak they have of not losing back-to-back games. But also with the Steelers, we know that there's always a game in a season that we win that we have no business winning. And we have not had that game yet. There hasn't been one game this year that we won and we had no business winning it. It hasn't happened yet. And I swear to you.
People will say that Colts game. People will say the hot Colts. People will say that Colts game.
I don't know.
They were the number 1 seed at the time. People will say that Colts game.
They were like 8-1.
No. Maybe because I thought they was frauds, right? Maybe because I thought they was frauds. So after we won that game, I was like, okay, they are who I thought they were, right? But going into that game, I did not look at the Colts as a powerhouse team at that time, just because that's just me with Daniel Jones. I look at the Lions still being 8-6 as a powerhouse. I do. So I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna go ahead and jump out there for my team. I'm gonna pick the Steelers to win this game. It's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy.
Yeah, at all.
It's not gonna be easy at all. But like I said, we there's always that game that I don't think we're gonna win, and we win it. Once again, the Colts game, going into that game, I felt good. If I go back and look at my picks, actually, I could tell y'all, I think I picked the Steelers.
You picked the Steelers. I picked the Colts. You picked the Steelers.
Boom. He picked the Colts. I picked the Steelers. So I didn't really think that was that game. I think this is that game, and I think we can get the
W. Hey, you know what? You gave me enough faith. I'm going to change my pick. I'm going to go Steelers.
Now I'm nervous. now I'm nervous. Now I'm
Don't
definitely
be
nervous.
nervous. No, it's okay. I just told you how we can win this game. I just told you how. So don't be nervous. I gave reasoning. Don't be nervous.
And for those of y'all think I'm not biased because I have picked the Ravens on this podcast to beat us. I have picked the Bills. I picked teams to beat us. I just think that we can shock the world and get this W. All right, next up we got the Raiders and the Texans. Right up on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Texans.
Texans. Right? No, you talk about that. Right? The Raiders are just buns. Period. All right, then we got Sunday night game. This is a big game. This is Jerrick's lock against Rell's team. Jerrick can't wait. Jerrick can't wait for this game. All right, so Rell, we know you got the Ravens. Tell us why.
It's 7 p.m. in Bmore, man. It's 7 p.m., man. Come on. Hey, I'm locking the Ravens simply because it's a must-win game. Must-win game. I know for a fact I'm not going to see a playoffs without Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. It's just dead. It's Filippo. Kill that. Hey, must-win game. The tight division. I said it a couple weeks ago. The Patriots will lose the game to the Bills, and that's going to have a domino effect, and they're going to lose the game to the Ravens. Sunday Night Football. Hey, Drake, man, you got to be a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson on Sunday Night Football. I do not see it happening. The Patriots have to play better defense than the Baltimore Ravens will on Sunday Night Football. I don't see it happening. This Ravens defense really stepped up last week. It really, really stepped up. And I'm not going to overdo it because it was a divisional game. I told you guys they were going to split. This is going to be a huge game right here. Big-time game. I see the score being 28-31. The Baltimore Ravens winning the game because of Lamar Jackson making superstar after superstar play. I think Mike Vrabel's he'll be too much for Mike Vrabel, and yeah, I think we'll see levels to football right here. I think the Patriots had a really easy schedule. The Ravens had a really hard schedule, had to deal with a whole bunch of adversity, and I think we'll see what great teams are made of right here. I'm going and locking the Ravens. Lock.
All right, Jerrick, this is your lock.
I love it. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all why the Patriots are my lock. I'm going to double down on it. Okay, look here. He just brought up another fact, and in my mind, it just popped in my mind. He said Lamar Jackson gonna be too much. Who had Lamar Jackson's number a couple years ago?
Mike Vrabel. 2-0 against Lamar in the playoffs.
Wait, the Titans won that playoff game?
Are they 2-0?
Now they had Derrick Henry. Yeah.
Wait, I think the Ravens won that game.
I think the Ravens won the last one.
Yeah,
I think
you don't remember Marcus Peters?
I remember the Ravens won the first one, and then in the regular season they played them. The Titans won, and then I think the Ravens came back and won the playoff game that year.
Look, remember, it said in 2020 when they was a 6 seed and they upset the number 1 seed Ravens, and then in 2021 the Titans defeated the Ravens 2013.
Oh wow! Wow.
Yeah, the 2 times they met in the playoffs. Yeah.
Hey, even more of a reason. Look here, Mike Vrabel, he knows how to play Lamar Jackson. I said earlier, Mike Vrabel's going to know how to game plan for Derrick Henry because he had Derrick Henry on his team. He knows how to play Lamar Jackson. He's not worried about Lamar Jackson. He's not staying up late at night worried about Lamar Jackson. He's not. Okay? And then, look at this. Rell says 7 p.m. in Baltimore, right? What happened the last time it was 7 p.m. in Baltimore? I don't really recall too much because I had ate 4 plates and I fell asleep early. But last time it was 7 p.m. in Baltimore, they lost. Lamar Jackson didn't look too good. They lost to the Bengals. They're about to play the Patriots. They're about to play a team who they are fighting even more now. Had they beat the Bills, this might be a little different. Of course, they would still be fighting for number 1 for home field advantage, number 1 spot. Now they're fighting for the division. They don't want to go on the road first round. They don't want that. They want to be at home, especially having Drake May, a young quarterback, first time in the playoffs. You're going to want to be at home. You're going to want to make him as comfortable as possible. So that means you got to win this game. And they're going to win this game. They're going to bounce back. That loss last week was embarrassing. You were up 21-0. I had so much faith. I kept looking at him, smirking, smiling, laughing. I'm the only person on the podcast that picked the Patriots. I told him in the week earlier, whenever he said, the Bills going to be my lock, I said, don't do it. What are you doing? We take layups. Take the layup. Take the layup. He didn't take the layup. He took the Bills, and the Bills won. I'm taking the Patriots. The Patriots are going to win. 7 p.m. and be more. Drake May is going to outplay Lamar Jackson. I'm saying it right now. Yep. I love it. Drake May is going to outplay Lamar Jackson. Mike Vrabel is going to scheme it up and make Lamar Jackson look like he's in the divisional round of the playoffs, like he always does. And he'll get the job done. I'm picking the Patriots. Lock it in.
You sounded just like your brother last week. You sounded just like your brother. You sounded just like him. I told you.
This is so much different.
I'm
This is
locking
so
it
much
in.
different.
Yeah,
This
this
ain't
is
a
different.
divisional
This is
matchup.
different. This
This
is
is so
different.
much different.
And I think the
This is
Patriots are
real
way better
playoff
than the.
competition he finna face.
Yeah. Patriots are better than the Bengals. I'm going to the Patriots too. Like Jerry said, the Patriots would have beat the Bills. I would have went with the Ravens for sure. But after that loss, Stephon Diggs came out and said they needed that, and one more player on the team came out and said they needed that. Might be Christian Gonzalez. They said they needed that loss because it's probably big headed in the locker room, so they needed that. And one coach that will not let a loss like that ruin the season is Mike Vrabel. We know Mike Vrabel's track record against Lamar Jackson, right? He's a very good coach. Like I think coaching staff, I'm definitely taking the Patriots over the Ravens. I'm taking Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels over John Harbaugh and what's his name? Zach Orr, I think, and over can I think of the OC name right now? But I'm taking that Patriots team coaching staff for sure over the Ravens. And then I think Drake May gonna have a bounce back game. Like Jerry said, losing being up 21-0 and losing is very embarrassing. I think they have a perfect spot to bounce back against the Ravens team that's fighting for their life. But I'm gonna go with the Patriots, man. Once again, the Patriots are underdogs. All right. So I think there is some money to be made there. If you're not feeling good about the money line, definitely take the spread for sure. But last but not least, we got the 49ers and the Colts on Monday Night Football. Rell, who you got?
Yeah, so I'm taking the 49ers. Hey, shout out to Kyle Shanahan. I know Jay Bess done said it at least 6 times this year, but shout out Kyle Shanahan, bro. Like 10-4, and you done lost. The whole defense is gone. You don't have nobody on defense. Brandon Ayuk never came back.
Never.
Brock Purdy missed like 2 months of football, man.
George Kittle missed football. Ricky Pearsall missed football. Everybody missed football.
Yes, it's Jawan Jennings. Like they've been down to their fifth and sixth receiver. So I'm taking the 49ers. They've been through the most adversity this year. And dang, I just wish they had Fred Warner or Nick Bosa. If they had one of them, I promise you I'd switch my Super Bowl pick. Because dude, this team to be 10-4 is just incredible. And as the
Facts.
competitive as the NFC is, like the NFC
Facts.
is crazy good. So I'm going to take the 49ers right here. I think they're gonna make Phillip Rivers' life really, really hard this weekend. So I'm locking the 49ers.
Facts. Jerry, who you got?
I'm gonna definitely go 49ers. Like you said, shout out to Kyle Shanahan and Christian McCaffrey. That's the only person that's been there for all the games. Christian McCaffrey been consistent this year, and we know that whenever Christian McCaffrey can play all the games, this team is very dangerous. And speaking of Brandon Ayuk, he said he don't know where Brandon Ayuk is. He said he hasn't seen the man. That's jeez, Louis. I understand you're hurt, but you're not showing up to the facility. You're not still with the team. You just at home getting paid to do nothing. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the 49ers on this one. I think that this is when the Colts. This is just unfortunate that this is when you're missing Daniel Jones when you probably need him the most. Philip Rivers is not gonna be able to get this job done, and you're gonna see yourselves out of the playoffs. But it's okay though. It's okay. Once Daniel Jones got hurt, we excused y'all. Okay, y'all were kind of down. Y'all kind of going on a little downfall before he got hurt. But now that he got hurt, we're gonna excuse y'all and it'll be okay. But yeah, I'm going 49ers.
I'm going to 49ers too. I think no, the 49ers are missing their two best players. And they're 10-4. I think their best two players are Fred and Nick. I think you can argue Christian McCaffrey, but I think Fred and Nick is at least two of the top three. How about that? Two of the top three players are gone. And they're 10-4. The Rams and the Seahawks are 11-3. They split with the Rams. They play the Seahawks in week 18. They can win this division, low key, if we really think about it, which is crazy. Like, I think that is beyond crazy, but definitely taking the 49ers in this game. Robert Saleh about to feast on Phillip Rivers. I think this is a bad matchup with Phillip Rivers. I think he's going to light him up with some blitzes and just put him under a lot of pressure because he cannot move, right? That's the biggest problem. So I definitely got the 49ers. And like I said, man, they can win this division, bro. They can definitely still win this division. But
And just one more question, y'all. One more
but
question before we end it. One more question. All right. Hey, two very big divisional matchups. One that we said it will be a big playoff indicator was the Panthers versus the Bucks. Let me know how y'all see that division playing out. Let me know. I gotta hear it.
I'm a I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I trust the Bucks. I trust the Bucks more than I trust the Panthers. But I would not be shocked at all if the Panthers win this division because of where the Bucks are right now. Like Todd Bowles saying what he said, that could have broke up the locker room like real bad. Like they could be in shambles right now because he said the coaches have done all they can and all that. And the way they lost last week, we talked about how some losses can just end your season. They blew a 10-point lead with like 5 minutes left, something like that, in a must-win game. So that could be bad. So I'm a trust the Bucks though. Jerry, who you what you think?
I'm gonna go with the Bucks. So these two teams do play twice. They play this week and then they play week 18. But if you look at the schedule, the Bucks play the Dolphins week 17. The Panthers play the Seahawks.
Ooh.
And especially if the Seahawks do lose this week, win or lose this week, the
They still
Seahawks
got
are
to
going to
win
be
games. Yeah.
they have to win games because you're either going to be fighting to that for the home field advantage or you're going to be fighting so that you can be the fifth seed. So I'm gonna definitely go with the Bucks on this one. I think that the Bucks and the Panthers might split, but I think that the game that'll hurt them is having to play the Seahawks. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Facts. That's your division. Real, what you think?
Yes, I'm gonna go with the Bucks. We've been seeing the Bucks win it for probably about the past 4 years. I don't think
Been
that'll
4 years,
change.
yeah.
I don't think that'll change this time, especially to a Bryce Young and a young Panthers team. All of their wins this year all been upset. So unless they get lucky and can upset the Bucks, I just don't see them winning. And I think the Bucks have them beat in coaching. They have them beat on offense. Have them beat on defense. They're just a better team. So
Yeah.
I do think the Bucks should win.
And Real, you and me been having a couple like back and forths about Todd Bowles, right? You're not saying he's terrible, but you're saying that he's probably not the guy for that job. But if they don't get the division this year, I think that's his time to go for sure. Because that's not acceptable, especially after his comments and all that stuff. He kind of dug himself a hole, and if you don't get out of it, then I think it's time for you to go. All right. But that's it, man. For Straight to the Point podcast, man. Rell was on a cruise this whole time, so we appreciate him for taking some time to join us for the pod, man. He couldn't miss the pod, man. Real dedicated. Real very dedicated. He cannot
Can't
miss
miss
the
the
pod.
pod. I
Facts.
just
Cannot
got
miss
back
the
on the
pod.
boat too. We in Honduras.
Facts. That boy in the middle of the ocean somewhere on the pod. On the pod, all right? But I appreciate him. Once again, congratulations, Real, for graduating from Texas State, man. Congratulations one more time. And then that's it from us, man. So y'all stay blessed. All right. We'll see y'all next week. We got a special Christmas episode coming for y'all next week. All right. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But until then, it's your boy J Bess, your boy Rell, your
They
boy
feeling
Jerrick.
like it's up,
We out.
leave a comment down below, yo.